It's December the 5th, and nothing rhymes with 5th, so that joke died as it lived immediately. But the whiskey, that's going to be a completely different story, one of shining success, and the streak will continue. That's a promise from the Single Malt Review. Nothing, what could possibly go wrong? Okay, number 5, and I promise I'm trying to keep these videos short, but you know what? If we get boring, just skip ahead. It's okay. Yeah. It's all good. We understand. Okay, the dog has just invaded the pitch, so prepare for the table to shake and the camera work to be destroyed.
Whoa, that was close. Tongue very nearly destroyed my glass. Hey, pup. Can't be having dogs having whiskey, but it's really not good for you.
Ooh. Okay, this smells really scrummy.
Oh, yeah.
Something's going on here, and I'm not quite sure what. It's a very definitive first impression. It's not a very helpful one when it comes to guessing. This smells delicious.
Oh, wow.
This smells two things. Delicious, extremely cask influenced, and the cask is a very sweet, it's a real dripping with grape unctuousness.
Also very high proof. It set a real tingle aflame on my tongue, and it just kept getting stronger. Oh, wow.
Okay, this is the one thing where I'm actually genuinely, like, not even sarcastic good at it, is guessing proof. And yes, this one is, if not cask strength, I think 50% or more. There is a real goer on this one. What a nice whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
What a dynamic whiskey, too. That's doing a lot of things at once. Teens a bit of water, and then we'll reveal the talking point and see what it gives us to chew on.
It's got an actual spicy heat, like taking a bite of a particularly zingy curry.
Well, that makes the deliciousness even worse. There's a real
there's a
oily.
real
Sauterne kind of thing.
Gone like visiometrically swirly. Well, for a moment at least. There's that tinned fruit dankness you get from a Speyside whiskey when you're down water.
This is one, an absolutely sumptuous whiskey.
Oh yeah.
The fruit on here is just gangbusters. I don't know what's going on. If this isn't a Sauternes cask, I won't be 100% surprised because I guessed it. But I mean, we're talking syrupy, like Madeira even, maybe. This is really, really syrupy sweet.
This is a perfect whiskey for a whiskey advent exercise because it is basically a Christmas pudding and a mince pie in a glass. Can't get more festive than that. Okay, going to
this one's going to fight me for this one.
Day number 5.
Feels like one. Okay, here it comes. Oh, is that the Blanton's man?
Number 5. We have a fellow on a horse. Anyway,
a fellow on a horse.
There's a jockey astride a galloping equine of some
and
description.
the flash I got was, the man on the Blanton's cat.
Yeah.
I'll put it up on screen. But there's a jockey gentleman. This is not Blanton's. This is not bourbon. This has never seen or thought about bourbon in its life, unless it's been in the bourbon cask, which it should probably is far closer to the truth. But what
else could it mean, though?
to make of that? Okay, so jockey. It's not Blanton's, so we'll broaden. We'll lengthen our jockey a little bit. That means Kentucky, home of the Kentucky Derby. That's where the jockeys call home, right? So maybe American oak does play a larger role in here than we think. There is no way this whiskey came from America. Even if this is one of these American single malts, if it is, it's a revelation because we've tried those and we've always gone, this is a bit weird
what else
bad.
Could we imply? A horse could imply like a workhorse whiskey. It's obviously isn't a draft horse or anything. This is a racehorse.
Outside of the Kentucky connection, I've got nothing because this is clearly a racehorse.
Yeah.
This man is not out for a
derby, a steeplechase,
for a Sunday ride.
Yeah.
Okay, connecting it to the close.
Oh gosh, we do have 12-year-old cask strength. I think is a possibility. This is potent.
I actually kind of like 12-year-old cask strength.
I don't believe it's one of our Central Otago offerings. Could be cask strength.
Sad to say, if this was New Zealand whiskey, it would be the best New Zealand whiskey ever made. And that's not a knock against it, it's just we're not quite there yet. Made in America, I really don't think this is outside of the jockey angle.
Yeah.
if this is anything to do with South Africa, then we've been tasting the wrong whiskey. Yeah. Okay, this could be a tough one.
Yeah.
Because this could come from the cask element is so severe here. This could come from just any number of distilleries. I'll say this much, just so I can look better later in my inevitably wrong future. I believe this is malt whiskey. I just don't know how you'd get something this profound out of anything but barley.
Does speaking of Glenfarclas, is zero cask strength 12-year-old Glenfarclas? No,
only in the family casks.
Yeah,
and then you're dealing with individual casks.
Darker than this, based
on strength-wise on this one. I think it is above 46. I don't think it's above. I don't think it's cask strength. If it's cask strength, it's quite low.
Yeah, that's a bit too pale for a
Well, it's more the
low proof cask strength whiskey would be very old. So
it's more the feel on the tongue is there is quite a lot of strength there, but not quite enough. Not quite enough.
What else? I'm trying to figure out what else a horse could imply. There's stallion, mare, gelding, steed, mount.
But okay, all right. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't. As much as I like the whiskey, this is my new favorite, by the way. This is cracking stuff. This is absolutely cracking stuff. I just don't know where it bloody comes from. I think it's Scottish. I think it's Scottish. It's too refined and it's too like this tastes like it's been pulled from too big a library of quality stuff to be from outside of Scotland. That's a roundabout way of saying it. This is a very confident whiskey. Like I think this has been pulled out of a whiskey with a lot to choose from, and they've gone for something really, really individual and great, rather than an emerging distillery that's sort of, this is what we've got, and if it's good kind of a thing. That's the kind of how I tell up and comers from more long-standing ones. So I'm certain it's single malt.
Trying to think of where we've encountered a racehorse motif in the past, and Blantons, like you say, and also it wasn't on the channel but on our Instagram when we tried a 1970s bottling of an Australian port, a wine in the port style at least, which had a racehorse gimmick for the labelling and such. But that's is obviously irrelevant here.
As for the clues, I can really only, because I don't think it's 12 string. I don't think it's Irish. I don't think it's. Oh gosh. I don't think it's Weems. Well, you know what? It could be Weems because Weems could be anything. You know what? I'll say it's a rando Weems.
Right. I'm going to say it is. Oh God, I don't even know. I'm going to say it's Glenfarclas.
Okay.
I'm probably wrong, but I think that's bold. Say it anyway.
I think. Oh man. Okay. No. Hang on. I think it's Glenmorangie because they do lots of Sauternes good finishes. By way, and there's no point in here, but by way of Weems. I think this is weird. So it might even be a Westport. Okay. What do we got?
It is. Oh, you said it before. Tyrconnell 15 Madeira cask finish. Double, not triple distilled, American oak, 15 years and 3 months.
Did I make
15 years matured, then 3 months in ex-Madeira cask. You did in fact say, yes, you've been banned from Tyrconnell for interfering with horses, which obviously isn't true, but it was a funny aside. Wow.
This is one of the...
I mean, this is what serendipity looks like.
I really wish I didn't make that horse joke now, because now everyone's going back to listen to the slightly inappropriate horse joke. This is one of the weirdest things we've seen. Okay, hang on. Tyrconnell is, I believe, in Ireland.
It's Ireland, yeah.
Okay, all right. Madeira cask. You know what?
You are thinking Sauternes.
Stop! Don't go back for the horse joke. No, don't. That's how we get. That's how we finally get kicked off YouTube. But Madeira, an American oak for 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm still not seeing. Where does the jockey?
Possibly something to do with Tyrconnell in particular. That I think. Goodness,
Catch us after the cut.
Well, more fool us, because the particular horse logo we had on our clue, which I'll show you here, That is the Tia Connell whiskey logo, essentially.
You know what's really good? We were so far down the Google hole that we were searching individual racehorses or kidnapped racehorses named Tia Connell throughout history, or even present day ones. This makes vastly more sense. This is simply the logo on Tia Connell.
It is, our Irish single malt.
It is. So that's got to be it. That
it's
is
not only
Irish
Irish single malt, it's an Irish whiskey I've never tried before, and it is stunning. This is amazing whiskey.
As much as we were wrong on this one, we were right on quite a bit of it. If we did any sort of score on points, we'd have a few here. It is a single malt. It double distilled single malt for that matter. So in terms of procedure, it is damn as near it Scotch. And it is in addition to a long time, 15 years in American oak. So this is an old whiskey as well. This is no slouch. It is a Madeira finish.
Yeah, 3-month
finish. So it was indeed in one of those jammy dessert wine casks. Yeah. So the tasting was reasonably reasonable. It's just our knowledge of what the label looked like, and otherwise our ability to research racehorses was lacking. But I'm not unhappy. Yeah. I'm not unhappy about that.
I wasn't super confident about Glenfarclas, but I needed to lock in some sort of a guess, and it seemed like a good alternative. So let's find out how far off the mark we were.
This shouldn't be a tragedy. It just might be a minor tragedy. We'll see. Okay, so it could be worse. It's not good. It's not good at all, but it could be worse, and it has been much worse. I'm a little bit further away than Dave, at 647 kilometres. And Dave is still a distance, one would have to say, at 595, which leaves Dave still perilously in front, and me catching up slowly but surely, only 400 kilometres off now, in second place. And now for the ranking of Tia Connell. What I'm going to fight rather hard for now is my favourite whiskey of the lot. Are you going to raise me on that one, or what do you think?
I'd agree. This is the strongest of the lot so far, and my only regret is that we haven't tried Tia Connell whiskey previously, because this is outstanding.
It's also the oldest of the lot, and undoubtedly the most expensive. So that all checks out. It should be the best of the lot. But I'm glad we don't have to have a debate about it, because I adore this whiskey. This is going to be, I think, on my top spot. And the top spot, if I have my way, for some time. So I'm going to amend the list there. Yeah, Tia Connell, what a good old whiskey.
Oh, yes.
What a bad old pick. Although, like I said, we were fighting uphill on this one, because it's so Scotch coded.
We're in the correct hemisphere, in the rough geographical region. You could commute there in a few days.
Yeah. You know what? How we developed all sorts of sciences otherwise unknown to science last time we did this? We've just developed a new one. Always trust the questionable horse joke, no matter how random it seems.
There's what are the odds? You said joked about being banned from Tia Connell, and then
I just picked a farmy sounding place in Ireland.
I didn't even know that Tia Connell single malt existed until now.
That's another thing we found out. This is distilled at Cooley, so we had to do a bit of a run around to find out exactly where to go on this one. But yeah, Cooley Distillery is where we set foot here on that one. So yeah, a new number one. Amazing. What could knock this one off? It would have to be pretty jolly good.
We'll see you tomorrow, 6th of December.
We're going to find out. Slanger.